All right, guys, welcome in. It is Thursday, July 23rd. Only 5 games on the board here today. 3 of those games we're going to talk about from a first 5 perspective. That includes the Rays and the Jays back at it in Toronto. We've got Kansas City rolling into Detroit, and we've got Arizona with a brief stop in St. Louis for a makeup game taking on the Cardinals. Hey, it's Joe Raineri, WagerTalk.com. Let's dive into some first 5 action here today, and we're going to start with the afternoon game, the Rays at the Jays. And the Blue Jays are handing the ball to none other than Shane Bieber this afternoon. And this game opened up pretty much as a pick'em, slight favorite, minus 112 for Tampa Bay. Either way in the first 5, it is a coin flip game here. Now, against a Tampa Bay team that has already won the first 3 games of this series, is already now 8-1 versus them on the season. And we've got a Toronto lineup that's that has scored under 2 runs a game over the last week. We've got Ian Seymour going for the Rays. He's got a 4.79 ERA. Doesn't look like much, but the underlying numbers tell me that, well, he's been pitching more like a guy around a mid-3 ERA. He's striking out better than a batter an inning, and the ERA might be just the worst number on his pitcher's card. Now, one thing you do need to know, his last start was 5 days ago, wasn't great. 3 innings, 61 pitches. That's it. And by the way, that's about where his workload is right now. He doesn't need to carry all 5 innings by himself in this particular spot, because on the other side, you've got Bieber, and, well, the name still moves the needle in the market, apparently, because, well, it shouldn't. He threw 6 shutout innings at the White Sox last time out. Good stuff. But the season numbers, not good, guys. 5.70. Everything underneath is worse than that. He's handing out a whole lot of walks and free traffic on the base pass at a rate that nobody is going to survive. There are only 5 starts on the year behind him because of the injury, which matters because, I don't know, there isn't enough there to tell me that he has turned any corner despite the last couple of starts where he looks pretty decent. His workload, though, capped at around 80 pitches. That's all you're going to get out of him. So who's he facing today? Well, he's facing a Tampa Bay lineup who, against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks, has been one of the best offenses in Major League Baseball. And they're scoring nearly 5 runs a game over the last 7 days. Meanwhile, you've got Toronto, who against left-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks has been next to last in Major League Baseball. They're averaging under 2 runs a game over the last 7 days. I'm sorry. It's not a good situation with Toronto right now. So the market is offering you a coin flip between a lineup that's punishing righties and a lineup that can't score against lefties. And I got the better arm on the road. That's inefficiency, folks. And it's sitting there at even money. So the first 5 money line, to me, Tampa Bay all day long. It is not a coin flip, nor should it be a coin flip at this point in the season. All right, we got another game coming up here in Detroit as the Royals are coming to town here, and the Tigers opened up as a monster favorite in the first 5. Troy Melton going. His ERA isn't real. He's at, 1.80. What's underneath tells me he's not terrible, but he's not a sub-2 ERA pitcher. He's a good young arm at this point. He's just not the ace that number is telling us he is. And the 9 strikeout game against the Angels last time out came against a lineup that really can't hit water if it fell out of a boat. So I wouldn't read that as a trend. Now, on the other side, Randy Dobnak's 1.93 ERA for the Royals, well, that's based on exactly 1 start. 1. His history and his career tells us the underlying metrics, probably mid-5s. He doesn't miss bats. Walks have been an issue in the past. And Kansas City, by the way, has been winning. They just swept San Francisco. They're 4-1 in their last 5. But against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks, they've been stuck in the bottom third of the league. And that's, I think, the way that you got to look at this here tonight. Melton's a righty. Detroit's been middle of the pack against righties as well over that same stretch, scoring just about a little over 4 runs a game over the last week. Riley Green finally starting to turn it around, but I'm not laying over $2 on a starter whose ERA is only going to go in one direction, and that's up. But I also don't feel like I should be backing a Kansas City lineup without their best player, who's now on the IL there, and Bobby Witt Jr., and they can't handle right-handed pitching at all, quite honestly. I don't care how many games they beat the Giants. The Giants are terrible. So that takes both sides off the table for me. I do think Detroit's the better side, but I think they're the better side at the wrong price. And you've got a Royals first 5 team under, which might be the way that I'm going to go here. I think once we get to that second or third time through the order, Melton might find himself in a little bit of trouble, but I don't think the Royals are scoring a ton of runs early on in this one. So team total under for the Royals in the first 5 for me. All right, before we get to the final game here tonight, a makeup game between the Diamondbacks and Cardinals, I do want to let you guys know, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate those of you that hopped on board with that 5%, very rare 5% max bet of mine last night that cashed. So congrats. Appreciate you guys partnering up with me. I've got another top play ready to go here today on my page, wt.buzz/JR. Invite you guys to head over there. Grab that top play, but more importantly, consider partnering up here, guys. We've got a bunch of great packages where you can get the rest of the Major League Baseball season right through college football in week 0 and week 1. You've got a 6-day all-access pass for the price of 3. A lot of different ways to partner up here, guys. Certainly hope that you'll consider doing that as we look to continue to build that bankroll towards football season in Major League Baseball. All right, let's talk some Diamondbacks and Cardinals. Again, this is a makeup game from a couple of weeks ago that they unfortunately got rained out there in Arizona. But now, well, the Diamondbacks, no day off with the Cardinals or the Diamondbacks. They've got to face one another. And let's face it, Arizona's opening up as a underdog in this game in the first 5. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for them, plus money. One of the better offenses recently in baseball with Arizona. Pfaadt's got, 4.58 ERA. He's been a bit better than that number, according to the underlying metrics. He doesn't walk anybody. He's also, just saw this St. Louis lineup 5 days ago. He went 5 1/3, and I'm telling you, he pretty good. And Michael McGreevy going for the Cardinals. I keep waiting for McGreevy to blow up here because his 2.92 ERA, he's not an ace. The math behind it tells me he's somewhere between a low 4 and low 5 pitcher. He doesn't miss any bats, which means he is relying on a whole lot of very weak contact. And Arizona right now, I think, is the last lineup that you want putting balls in play against you. They have been fantastic, and they're always good this time of year. But Arizona against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks has been, you guessed it, top 5 in the league. They're averaging nearly 7 runs a game over the last week. Arenado, Corbin Carroll finally starting to come around. And meanwhile, you got a St. Louis team against right-handed pitching over the last couple of weeks that has been, dead last in Major League Baseball. Nobody's been worse, averaging just about 3 runs a game over the last 7 days. They won yesterday, 1-0 in Anaheim. Then they had to fly home. They've got a 5:15 first pitch here today. So I'm getting the better lineup, the better arm underneath it, and they're the ones getting plus money. Not to mention, well, that's more for a full game aspect here, but I do not understand this line at all. So for me, it's Arizona. I'll take Brandon Pfaadt over McGreevy. I think regression is coming for him, and I think you're going to see it early and often in this one here. And that'll do it, guys. Short card here today. Much more coming your way tomorrow, but don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Become part of that WagerTalk TV family. Again, those of you that hopped on board, partnered with me last night with that 5% max bet, we appreciate it. Congrats. We cashed that one. We've got another top play lined up today. WT.buzz/JR. Head over to my page, grab that, and consider partnering up for the rest of the way here in Major League Baseball season. This is how we build bankrolls heading into college football and the NFL. So once again, guys, appreciate it. Make sure you come back tomorrow. Check it out. Full lineup. And we have got you covered here for another edition of First Five on WagerTalk TV. Good luck.